What's up, YouTube? So, on today's video, we are going to be talking about how specifically how I made my first 100K online by age 18. But before we get into that, let me ask you a few very important questions. Number one, do you ever sit down and imagine how different your life could be if you just fully committed to pursuing your goals and your dreams? Do you ever think about how different your life could be if you just put in the work for a couple months or years and built a side income stream and then had a couple $1,000s sitting around extra at the end of each month? Do you think of how that could change your social life and your day-to-day life and just every aspect of your life? Do you imagine that sometimes? Because in my own life, like having income streams that just come in passively each month, it has completely transformed my life. Like it's people say that life isn't about money, and it's not. It's so much deeper than that. But when you have money coming in, that transforms your life on every level. So in this video, I am going to share how I made my first 100K online before age 18. But more importantly for you, I'm also going to share the two foundational business principles that allowed me to do that and that will help anyone else to do the same thing in their own lives. Now, obviously, if you're over 18, you're not gonna be able to make 100K by age 18 because you're past that age. But the more important thing is that you will know the foundational business principles and the guidelines that will help you to make an online income no matter what your age is. But before we get into all of that, let me tell you a quick story that has some valuable lessons in it. And I have a question for you at the end of this story. Anyways, let's get right on into it. So when I was 14 years old, I was just like any other teenage boy, AKA I was broke. So I spent weeks searching for jobs, but every single one of them said that I was too young. So I started looking online, searching in things like how to make money online and how to make money as a teenager. And I found a bunch of ideas and I tried one or two of them, but I didn't see the quick results that I wanted. I put in a couple weeks of work, but nothing happened. So obviously I quit and I went back to my normal life. I graduated from high school, I went to college, and now I am 23 years old and I'm working as a computer programmer. I live a very simple life. Wait. Wait a minute. Nope, that wrong story. My bad. Wrong story. That's actually a load of complete and utter bullshit. Some of it is true. When I was 14, I was broke and I did get denied by a bunch of jobs and I tried a few different businesses and I failed multiple businesses. All that is completely true. But I did not quit trying. I kept going. And eventually, after lots of failures and lots of hard work and struggles, I found a business that worked well for me. And within 6 months of hard work, I was making $1,000 a month from that business at age 14. And within a year, I was making 3K a month. Now, if you fast forward a few years, that business opportunity eventually came to an end and I was 18 years old. But by that point in time, I knew what was possible. So I tried a few more different businesses and I struggled for 2 more years and I failed more businesses. But again, eventually I found another business that worked. So if you fast forward to today, I'm now 23 years old. I've made $250,000 online. I'm traveling the world. I'm living life on my own terms and life is honestly amazing. But my question for you is very simple. When did my life change? Was it way back when I made 3K a month at age 15? Was it when I made $250,000 online? Or was it when I made the decision, that initial decision to commit to trying a new business? And I'll give you the answer. None of the big achievements is when my life changed. Absolutely not. What changed my life is when I made the decision to step out and to take a risk and to try something new. Because the fact of the matter is that if I hadn't taken that initial risk to start my first business many years ago, I would not be living this life. I would be living that first lifestyle that I mentioned in that story initially. Like that alternative lifestyle would be where I'm at today. And this is what you need to realize. We all have different versions of ourselves that we keep that could exist in reality, but that stay trapped within us because we don't hop into opportunities. Just think about how different you could be as a person and how different your life could be if every opportunity in your life that emerged, you completely jumped into it and put your all into it. You can never imagine how massively one small decision could change your life. I could have never imagined that starting a business back when I was 14 years old would transform the rest of my life forever. So my encouragement to you is that if you know that you are not completely happy and fulfilled within your current 9-to-5 lifestyle, and you want something different, or even if you are happy, even if you love your job, but you just want some more income, because again, inflation's on the rise, living is just becoming more expensive. So if you want more income, anyone can do that. Anyone. So in this video, again, I'm going to share how I did that by age 18, but more importantly, how anyone else can do it based on the foundational business principles. Let's get right on into it. So on this video, I'm going to be diving deep into the aspects of how I built my own business to $100,000 by the time I turned 18 years old. But more importantly for you, how you can do the same exact thing in your own life and what principles matter the most when building a business for yourself. So before I talk about my personal story, I want to start off by putting the principles and the foundation in place. And the first concept that you need to realize is this. When you are trying to start your own online business or side hustle or anything like that, there is one thing to keep in mind. And it's very simple, but it's very important. You need to find one business and go all in on that. Just one. So many people fall into the mistake of finding one opportunity and then another and then another and then another and never truly committing to any of them. I remember a couple years back when I was starting a few different businesses, like I was trying to do freelancing. And then the next week I would start trying to do drop shipping. And then I was into Instagram ads. And I was hopping from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And I was never fully committed to any of them. And that is one of the things that held me back for years. And I see so many guys who are new to the entrepreneurship journey, and they fall into the same pattern of mistakes all the time. It is one of the most common things holding people back. And what you need to realize is this. So business is a very competitive space. No matter what business you are in, it's a very competitive world. And the fact of the matter is that 95% of businesses out there fail within 5 years. So if you are not fully committed to a single business opportunity, then the competition is going to destroy you. You are not going to be able to stand out. You need to fully commit in order to see true results. Because when you start something and you don't see any results in a week or in a month or in 3 months, are you going to be able to stick it out? And if you can't, then you're not going to succeed, because it takes time to develop a strong business. And the second concept is that within 2 to 3 years, anyone can make a full-time income online. That is my genuine, honest belief. Within 2 to 3 years, anyone can make a full-time income online. Now, with that being said, there's 2 important parts here. First of all, you need the proper roadmap. And second of all, you need the proper execution. Now, let's start with the roadmap, because even if you get into business
if you just start throwing shit at the wall and hoping that something sticks, it's not going to work. You can spend 10 years trying to figure it out on your own, and it might not work. But on the other hand, if you find someone who has proven success within your realm and replicate their success roadmap, their success journey in your own life, that is when it becomes possible to see success within 2 to 3 years. Every business that I have started that has failed, almost every single one of those, I have tried to take things on my own and recreate the wheel for no reason. And on the other hand, every single business that I've done that has succeeded, I have had someone else to mimic, someone else to follow their footsteps. And when you have a proven roadmap that someone has already shown works, and you're simply adjusting that and making small changes so that it fits your situation, that truly maximizes your chances of seeing massive success. So again, don't do anything new. Don't recreate the wheel. Don't keep it simple. Find what works, recreate that. Very simple process. And one of the ways that you can do that is by buying books, by buying courses, by looking at people who are already successes within your industry and having conversations with them. There's so many ways to implement this strategy effectively. But the point is that you should never be recreating the wheel. You should always be following someone who has already done it before, because your first step as an entrepreneur is not to change the world. It's not to be innovative. It's not any of that. It is to make money, because until you have made enough money to where you can detach yourself from the 9-to-5 system, you're not going to be free. And until you are free, you're not going to be able to live the life that you want to live. So again, you're not here to change the world yet. You're not here to do anything innovative, anything like that. No, the first step is just to become financially free and financially stable. And the simplest, easiest, most replicatable way of doing that is to copy someone else's roadmap and implement it in your own life. Okay? All right. So those are the 2 foundational strategies for building a business, a strong, girthy income in any realm of online business. Those are the 2 foundational concepts, okay? Now, let me share how I was able to make $100,000 by age 18 in my own life. And it's kind of funny because it's a business that most people would never expect. I made $100K by selling ebooks on Amazon. Now, I tried to get a job at my church. My church has this restaurant. I tried to get a job when I was 14 years old, and everything was going so perfectly. I aced interviews. I was smooth and suave with, like, everything was going perfectly, and they were going to hire me. But then at the end, they asked me a very simple question. How old are you? And at the time, I was only 14 years old, and I told them that, and they were like, I'm sorry, but you're not old enough. And this was the summer after my 9th grade year of high school, my freshman year of high school. And after that, I got sad and depressed, and I was like, yo, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of asking my parents for money for everything. I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm tired of it. So I started spending, hours every single day, because this was summer break. I started spending hours every single day just going online and typing in, how to make money online, how to make money as a teenager. And that was literally how I spent my summer break for the next couple of weeks. And eventually, I went through lots of scams and sketchy videos and just all types of BS. But eventually I found this video on YouTube from this guy who was making $7,000 a month from selling ebooks on Amazon. And I thought to myself that A, I loved writing, and B, I didn't have shit else to do for the summer, so I might as well try writing some ebooks. So over the course of the rest of that summer, again, this was right after my freshman year of high school, I was on my summer break, and I spent that entire rest of the summer break just writing random books. Some of them were like fan fiction books. Some of them were just completely random topics. But I began publishing these books and sales started to slowly come in, super slowly at first. And at first it was completely a passion project. I had no marketing ideas in mind. I had no idea of like what topics would sell. I wasn't thinking about any of that. I just wanted to write books and hope they would sell. I had no plan for how it would work. And in business, you reach a point eventually where you realize that it's much better to find a need in the marketplace and to design a solution for that specific need rather than just making a product and hoping that it sells. So I had to shift my brain when I was writing these books. I had to shift my brain from just writing about any random topic. And instead I began to shift my focus onto finding what topics were in demand and then tailoring books to those specific topics. And this isn't about books. This is much deeper than that. If you are in any space of business, you need to focus on finding what the consumers want and then matching that with your skill set. Any business area, that's what you need to do. So with that shift in mind, I shifted from writing random topics and random books and all the BS, and I began finding out specifically what was in demand. And through that, I started writing about complete bullshit topics that I had. I began writing about absolutely anything. I wrote some books about recipes and like cookbooks. I wrote some Clash of Clans books, some Minecraft books, how to make money as a teenager books, all types of different topics. And eventually I stopped writing the books myself once money started coming in. And I began hiring freelancers overseas in India and in overseas countries all across the world to write the books for me. And literally within a few months, I was making $1,000 a month. And within a year, I was making $3,000 a month. And that was literally my business, my job all throughout high school. But it all started out with me just finding an opportunity and then committing fully to that. I'm not special. My parents aren't rich. I'm not the most intelligent person in the world. Like there's nothing that stands out about me that's different from anyone else. Like anyone can see success in the business world. And through that process of starting my own first business, that led me to deciding to step away from the college route and step away from the 9-to-5 route and to focus fully on just building businesses for myself. And now I'm 23 years old. I've attempted about between 8 to 12 different businesses. And I've had 2 very successful businesses, and I'm living life on my own terms, traveling the world. I have amazing friends in my life. I'm living life on my own terms, and life is truly beautiful. But it didn't happen overnight. It never happens overnight. It takes time. And people get into business and they expect things to just happen so quickly. And like they think that the entrepreneurship route is just so magically easy. Like, no, it's not. It takes time. I'm telling you, it takes time. It is not going to be easy. You are going to fall flat on your face multiple times throughout this process. You need to expect that. You need to be ready for that. But you have to ask yourself the question, would you rather devote a couple years of your life to building something truly amazing and building a life of complete freedom so that you can live the rest of your life in a state of complete freedom on your own terms? Or would you rather have a little bit less stress in life, but be forced to go work at a job that you probably don't truly enjoy for 40 to 60 hours a week for the next 40 to 50 years of your life? And again, that's a very honest question. We all need to think about this, because if you don't do something differently from the masses, you are going to live a life like the masses. And I'm going to be honest, in this day and age, the masses aren't doing so well. Inflation is on the rise. The average income inflation is going up like this, but the average income is going up like this. So as an average man or as an average woman, if you don't find ways to increase your income, your future isn't going to be very fun. And that's just the honest truth. So on this channel, I'm going to dive deeper into a lot of financial topics and how to build businesses of your own. Because I've been blessed enough to build a life of freedom for myself, I want to help others do the exact same thing in their own lives. Because again, it makes life so much more beautiful. It makes life so much more free. And it's amazing. It really is. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like down below and to leave a comment and let me know what video topic you'd like me to talk about on the next video. And also, for my subscribers specifically, so far my channel has been mainly about masculinity and how to become the best version of yourself as a man. But now I'm going to begin diving deeper into financial topics and business topics and how to build the best financial foundation for yourself. And I'm curious, would you guys like me to drop those videos on this same channel? Or would you like me to build a channel specifically for financial topics? Would you like to have them right here on the main channel, or would you like to have like a difference, a break in between this channel and a financial channel? Blah. I cannot speak right now. I've been talking for so long. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and never forget that consistency creates kings. And if you're not consistent in the areas of your life that matter the most to you, then you will never see results in your life. Peace out, brothers.